I just got back. I had to go get some more screws. I'm out of screws.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Understand where they're coming from. You know, because the detailed drawings that they give you are not very detailed.
He's still doing it.
You know?
You got to stop complaining, mate.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just, now I'm getting a grip of where these guys are from. You know, as far as they're designed for, you know.
This is Mike's second job. So
Yeah.
he's learning.
So it's only Mike's second job, so he's still a baby wine rack installer.
Working with Coastal and
Because I make all my own stuff, so it's like.
Cool. So this is what you put in so far?
yeah. So actually, what we
tell
did,
us what this is.
As I told you earlier, this was a 4-car garage, and we cordoned off this back right square. So Mike and his team built these walls. These we had an exterior wall that was existing, and he built 3 walls, sealed them and insulated them, of course.
So this is really unusual to actually convert a garage.
It is a little bit unusual. Most folks have them in their homes. They have, you know, people in the Northeast have them actually true cellars, below grade. And most folks in California seem to have them in their home. They want to, you know, it's part of the dining area, for example, or a focal point in the house.
It's very unusual.
So, but these folks have a large collection, well over 1,500 bottles.
Right.
And so they didn't have space in the home.
And what we're dealing with here is a garage that is double deep, so it's 2 wide, but 2 deep as well.
3 deep. This is a big
3 deep.
garage.
Yeah.
Very deep. So let's have a look in the cellar and see what's gone in so far. So what sort of wood is this?
This is a premium redwood.
It's got beautiful colouring, I can see that.
Yeah, the premium redwood is the outer circles of the tree, and it'll be the subtle color variations and the grain patterns.
It's really nice, yeah.
Yeah, and to put a lacquer finish on this would really bring out the colors. So this back wall here this is a double deep. The bottom half will be a double deep storage where you place a bottle in the opening, and place another bottle, push it to the back, and then of course another bottle will go in. And the top half of this rack will only be 13 inches deep, or single deep, so they'll have all this counter space. So basically this will wrap around the curved corners and come down to the 2 side walls.
It'd be really nice to see the finished job.
Yeah, we'll have.
So what sort of, that's a cooling unit up there?
This is a self-contained cooling unit. It's by Cellar Pro. It's designed to be utilized on an exterior wall and deal with the extreme temperatures of the outdoors.
So it's ducted to the outside of the garage then?
It's not actually ducted, it's simply it just
blows to the outside.
Yeah. And
so it's a bit ugly.
It will, a little bit at this point, but once by the time the racking is modified to follow the contour of the opening, it'll blend in.
So will it be hidden by the racking?
It won't be hidden, but the racking will go up
around it
from the left and come under it and around it. It'll be the same depth as the white rack. So you actually won't see the sides that we're seeing now or the bottom. You'll only see the face of the unit and the airflow.
So we've got all the racking in packages there to be unpacked and built.
The racking arrived last week, and there was 4 pallets for this particular job. Every wall is labeled or as an elevation A, B, C, and so on. So the boxes are marked accordingly. For example, this is wall A, and there was 18 boxes as part of the delivery that pertain to wall A, so they're marked accordingly.
This is what they look like when they're packed.
Yeah, so they're well packed.
Yeah, they definitely well packed.
They do overkill on that. They have very little, if any, damage in transit.
Well, I imagine that would slow the project down if it came in damaged.
Yeah. Very rare though.
So this bit's this is the diamond bin. If I
diamond bin, these arrive fully assembled.
Coloration of that wood is very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, all the bin racks arrive fully assembled. The single bottle storage racks that Mike's taking apart now, they're vertically, they're fully assembled. All the ladders have the bottle support stapled and glued to them. This is one of the curved corners actually. So they require partial assembly.
So how long you were saying it's going to take?
We estimate 3 days.
From what to what?
For the installation of the actual racking, it'll take 3 days. There's actually, in this particular job, there's some indoor work that we're doing into a wet bar area.
Right.
Where we've created an opening for a small mini cellar for the white wine storage.
But it's but you've actually built that whole section, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, so that, I mean, it took more than 3 days to build all that out, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on the job sporadically for the last 6 weeks.
Right.
5 or 6 weeks. To actually construct the walls, the insulation, the drywall, the painting. That happened over the course of about 3 weeks.
Right.
Mike hung the door.
Actually, from start framing to drywall to the taping was like 6 days, 7 days.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
And we came back in and Mike installed the cooling unit one day, as well as this wine cellar entry door that we provided as well. This is the Barolo solid door.
Can we see the other side? What it looks like? So this is going to be, because it's climate controlled, this is going to be one of the doors that seal the room, maintain the temperature?
This is an exterior rated door.
Right.
Although we have the option of glass, they didn't really want this to be
Display it.
noticeable to neighbors and such.
Right.
That they actually have a wine cellar in their garage, so their primary interest isn't to show it off so much. So they opted for this door. Yeah, and when it arrives, it has weather stripping around the perimeter. There's an automatic door bottom, which is a mechanical device, so when you close the door sweep drops down.
You can see the,
You can
Just
see
about
the,
see
you can
the
see
edge
the
of it.
hardware here.
yeah.
But that drops down and makes contact with the threshold there. And when you open the door, it jumps back up
All right.
into the door, so it helps with the seal of the wine room.
Garage conversion wine cellar, that's quite unusual.
We're going to call it the garage.
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 So I try and say it in American speak. It's a challenge. So look at what the garage looks like from... So there we go. That's going to be interesting to come back and take some pictures when it's finished.
The cooling unit.
Uh-huh.
Look all that good right now.
And although it looks a bit raw right now, we've got a grill cover that we'll place over this.
Uh-huh.
This is the exhaust, the warm air, the hot air exhaust.
Yep.
From the cooling unit, it expels to the outside. We've placed it in the opening. We've used a foam insulation here to create the airtight effect so no outdoor air or moisture gets into the wine room. And then of course before we're finished we'll have a louvered grill to protect it from the rain and
Now remember, when I was there, you had a call this morning, and you were saying a guy wanted to put a wine cellar in a closet in, what was it, like a tower block or an apartment block or something?
lived on the 18th floor of a high-rise building.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't want to use a system like this because he didn't want to vent the hot air into an adjoining room, and he didn't feel like that they were reliable products. He apparently taught somebody who maybe didn't have a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if used correctly, if it vents properly to an area that's larger than the wine room, and the wine room's prepped properly with insulation values and such, then those cooling units are
So you can
pretty
get away with
reliable.
it.
Yeah, but his problem was he was trying to expel the hot air into a closet that was smaller than the room he's trying to cool, so that hot air exhaust will raise the ambient temperature
Right.
of that closet and hamper the performance of the cooling unit.
Right.
It'll struggle to maintain 57 in the wine room. So, but the Cellar Pro, as I mentioned earlier, can deal with temperatures up to 105
Uh-huh.
degrees exterior, so that's why we utilize this particular model and this brand. And they're very quiet. Obviously, the heat's coming to the outdoors.
So if it's an apartment that he owns as against rents, then presumably he could duct it into the if it's got a forced air heating system, presumably he could duct it into that so that it expels outside. Would that be possible?
Well, yeah. So the fact that he didn't want to use a self-contained unit, he presented and we spoke about the ductless split refrigeration systems.
Uh-huh.
But he was still coming across the same problem that he had. He wanted to place the condenser, which is the remote or half of the cooling unit, in the closet.
Right.
So the same issue arose. That thing is a mechanical device and it creates heat. So typically a condenser needs to be outdoors or in an unfinished part of the basement or in the garage. They're rather small, about the size of a medium to large microwave oven, but you can't place them inside because there's a relative amount of noise to them, and certainly the heat exchange or the heat exhaust is not something you're going to want in your home. So he would have to duct or vent that out of there as well. So in that particular case, something we're just gonna have to try to tackle.
Well, we'll look forward to the pictures on that job.
Yep. But these systems are a bit more economical, and if you have the right conditions, you can certainly use these, and they're very reliable, and they're it's a lot less money to install. Mike did this. There's no mechanical contractor needed, no additional electrical or line set, or charging the systems with the appropriate refrigerants. None of that's needed with these self-contained. You just simply make an opening in the wall, put it through there, seal around the perimeter, plug it in, turn it on.
And away you go.
Yep.